Welcome back to another video for the Linux series. So what I'll be doing in this video is going over Linux scripting techniques. And for the first exercise, I'll actually be searching some files using the grep, or which is formerly known as the global regular expression print, but we're just going to call it grep. Uh, but it could be used to search for like text and strings in the file typically. So what I'm going to do is search in files using grep, and I'm going to actually find a string pattern in particular um, using the grep tool within the Linux CLI. But nonetheless, let's change our directory first. Make sure we're in the proper place. Documents. Let's see what's inside these documents. Well, this directory rather. So I'll be doing some searches on the calendar text file. So as we can see at the first file here for 2022, that calendar. So let's take a look inside, right? Perfect. So let's actually do a new window here. So we have this here, right? So actually, let me go back here. Let's do, um, okay, not too bad. So I just used the grep command, and I used it with the lowercase r option, because I wanted to take a look at a recursive search for the Halloween string everywhere within the home folder. So as we can see, the output shows that the Halloween appears 3 times in the calendar text file. So I'm going to do the same with another holiday. Okay, perfect. All right, so there was no output. So a search was conducted for the entire string for everything that was within the quotes, which is Groundhog Day. And by default, grep is case sensitive, so there's no results. So we're going to do another grep. So let's do, okay, so now you see that we did get some matches, right? So it just displays the number of times Groundhog Day appears in the calendar text file. And so let's clear this out now that we've gotten that taken care of, at least um, what we can search for. So now we can search for lines, or I can search for lines. So I'm going to search for strings using the concatenate and the grep commands. So first, let's start with at here. Okay, so it shows up 3 times, right? So the pipe symbol just allows me to take the output, the pipe symbol here, the output of the cat command, um, and pipe it into grep and look for all the lines that have Halloween. So that's how we're able to notice or see the output that shows the entire line that have Halloween. So we can actually do another. We do this one here. Oh wow. So my previous command, I just did all lines with either Halloween or Groundhog Day within the calendar text file. And what I did, I added a bit of a wrinkle with the uppercase E. because it allowed me to extend irregular expressions referring to like the grep or help for like for if you want to see exactly what I mean. But in the Halloween or Groundhog Day, the like between the quotations or the piping symbol indicates or, and a groundhog slash day, the slash symbol escapes the space so that grep can actually find it. So we can actually again do another. Yeah, this time we want egrep. Then let's see, I'm looking for, there it is. Oh, perfect. Awesome. So now when I executed this command, it shows all the lines that have the dates October, November, and December within the calendar text file. So we're able to take a look at those um, exercises with being able to search files using grep. So now what I'm going to do is start working with regular expressions, right? Which are a collection of characteristics, right? They're special characters that allows anyone to find data or match complicated patterns, of course, right? So what I'm going to do first is use regular expressions to escape special characters. So let's concatenate here. Documents, calendar, text file, grep, New Year's Day. Okay, perfect. So I got out of there. So there was no output. I had to escape out of there. The single quote in New Year's is probably it was probably seen as like an unclosed single quote mark. So I'm actually going to try it again, but this time I'm going to do something a bit different. So let's do this here. Let's see what happens. Perfect. No such file or directory, but the command still executes successfully, right? Because the slash that I use to separate the New Year's and the apostrophe the with the S, all right, it gave me an actual output, right? Versus just not showing anything at all. So I'm actually going to do it one more time. Let's see. I'm gonna do it this time in between quotes here. Nope. And I got the search results. So it just found me all of the lines that contains New Year's Day within the calendar text file. So now I'm just going to use regular expressions with ranges. So I'm just going to concatenate this here and documents calendar text file height my grep. All right. And then this one, that one. Perfect. All right, so it listed all the holidays that I wanted listed for Q1 in the calendar text file. As you can see all the results here for each year and each holiday, right? And all the characters that match my statement as well for the grep statement. So it's going to concatenate again. Text file, pipe, grep. Then we want this one here. Perfect. And again, another output and the correct symbol, which is the upward facing arrow here, right? It just matches the beginning of the string. So the command will only search for a one, two, or three at the beginning of the line, followed by a forward slash. So we concatenate one more time here. Okay, and then be here. Perfect. So now it found and listed all the holidays in either Q1 or Q3 from the calendar text file. And it will also find and list all the characters that match the grep statement as well. So we can actually concatenate again, right? Let's see. Okay, perfect. So now the command is only searching for one, two, three, seven, 8, or 9 at the beginning of the line. The uh, the upward facing arrow I mentioned, followed by a forward slash. So now what I'm going to start doing is using regular expressions with wildcards, right? So I can find the lines in the calendar text file. So I'm going to concatenate again. Well, actually, you know what? Before I concatenate anything, let's clear this out first. So let's start concatenating again. Okay, perfect. So now it's just showing me a list of all the holidays in Q1 in the calendar text file. And what the wild character does is displays any number of characters from any line with any number of characters with the string day, right? As you can see this string here. So if I concatenate again, right? Keep writing. Okay. Actually can't spell. There it is. Perfect. So instead, it did give me what it did prior to before, but it's still mainly only listing the holidays in Q1 that ended with the string day in particular because of my quotation. So if I concatenate, let's see, there it is. So it's just listing all the lines in the calendar text file with the string 2024 naturally, right? And the grep command just identifies a single character, right? Before 2024, then 2024, then in parentheses the dot and any character following 2024, and also all characters that follow that as well. So now that I've seen the showcase, this is going to close this out, and I'm going to um, again start to use regular expressions in a text editor, right? So I'm just going to reopen the terminal again. Just say that it's a favorite. Now I'm going to start with sudo apt date sudo apt upgrade. Okay, shouldn't take long. Yes, I do. Let's see. Longer. Oh, I rest my case. It actually may take a few moments. So the upgrade is finally complete. So that's now I'm able to move forward with the install. Yes, I do. Perfect. So now that's complete. I've successfully installed the VIM. So let's take a look at it. If I can spell things correctly. Okay, perfect. So now in the calendar text file, I can notice that the structure has two columns, right? Delimited by a comma, right? The first column has the dates, and then the second has the text. So I'm just going to escape out of here, all right? Let's see. I think this is it. Um, yeah, looks about right. Okay, perfect. All right, so now I'm just going to, oh, darn it, I wish I could have given the breakdown as I was typing. That's fine. So just going to exit out of here. Let me do that. Okay, perfect. Now that I finally escaped the Vim editor, just now I can close out the terminal window, start taking care of everything else. And this allows me to move forward with creating a non-interactive script. So script files can be used in Linux OS to automate repetitive tasks, minimizing administrative effort. Now, the most commonly used file for creating a script using a Linux OS and a bash in the bash shell is the .sh file type. Now, non-interactive scripts do not require user interaction, hence the saying non-interactive, right? So what I'm going to do is use a text editor to create a non-interactive script, right? And I'm actually going to do some variation of this in another series where I actually do some Python coding. That's a kind of similar vein to this. But nonetheless, now that we're back into the terminal, just going to change directory over to scripts. All right, no such file. What do you mean? Okay. Actually, that's fine. I'll just create one. It's not here. And there we go. That easy. So I created the folder for name scripts for the scripts I'll be developing. And then I changed the directories after I created it so I can get inside. So now that I'm in, let's do this here. There it is. I love it. All right, perfect. So echo pretty much is a non-interactive command. So as you can see with the output, right, no user input is required, and it just tells pretty much showcases or outputs exactly what I tell it to echo. So let's do this command here. Pretty much I'm asking your name, what is it as far as the name of the OS, which is Linux. Right, it's a non-interactive command also, as you can see with the output. no user interaction is needed to generate it. So now I'm just going to get into text editor. Let's see. Perfect. So now that I'm inside, I've created a non-interactive script with the name example.sh. So now I'm just going to type here pretty much what I did earlier. Right. And right. And then it's going to save it. Then I'm going to get out of it to exit it. And then I'm just going to do another command here for bash. Perfect. And as you can see, it executed hello world as far as the echo and what OS is being currently used. So the bash is identifying the command line interpreter and executes the script file. And then because the dot forward slash example script will not run without it, but then the script executes itself successfully. So let's actually do the nano again, right? And this time, let's see, we'll do keep forgetting this is not okay. Yep, there it is. Perfect. So now it's working. Save it. And we can now exit it. All right, perfect. So what I did was when I added the bin bash to the script file, it makes the script executable without having to type bash before the script and executing my command. So I'm just going to do some change mods here. Okay, perfect. So now what I did, I made the script executable with that last command. So the script file now has executable permissions. So okay, now as you can see, it just ran. Hello world Linux. So the script is executed successfully without having to enter bash in front of it, as I mentioned. Go ahead and clear this out so we can get a nice clean screen. So now what I'm going to do is use variables in a script, right? So let's do nano variables sh, right? Now I'm just going to enter in some few items here. And I'll place you guys on the other side of it because it's quite lengthy. All right, so here's what I ultimately came up with as far as what to place in the variables sh file. So I'm just creating new variables, which is username and message. So first I'm going to save it. Make sure you save, and then I'm going to exit out of it, right? So now I'm just going to do another change modification. Okay. Okay, perfect. Prepare to see the username and message, hello world, and it's the administrator. So the script executed itself successfully. That's what we love to see. So now what I'm going to do is test the scope of the variables. So I'm just going to test and modify these here. So let's do nano variables, sh. All right. Well, let's see. Looking at username. Let's see. I'm just going to exit out of here. Let's see. Okay, perfect. Now, when I did that, there was no output, but this is because the variable username, it's a local variable that's only available within the script. So let's do this one. So, okay. All right, perfect. So now what I've done is exported the variable to make it available to the current session. So if I do another one, but just echo username again, now it's going to give me the output administrator, which is fine because since I now have an output, I can, if I were to log out and log back in, the variable would not be available until I export it. So let's go back into the text editor here, but bash. Um, actually, there we go. Okay, perfect. So now I'm just going to, let's see. Um, okay. Actually, let's see. This should be actually here. Okay, that should work. Now, by declaring the variable message in the bash RC file, I'm making it accessible outside the script as well as the session. So let's save it. Then let's get out. Now we're back at the terminal. So now I'm just going to actually see if I can do this here. So now I'm going to close it out. And let's see. I should have just opened up a new window. Nonetheless, this is message and no output, unfortunately. But if I had opened up another window instead, I would get an output. It would say hello world, but and it would run successfully. But I closed the terminal window, so I'm not getting the message output that I was looking for. But nonetheless, I could still keep this train rolling. So what I'm going to do now is create an interactive script, right? That requires input and redirects output. So first, what I'm going to do is create a script that requires user input. So it's going to be, let's see, let's just start with one here. User sh, right? So now I'm on a script folder prompt, right? So now in the new user file, I'm just going to type a few things. So as you can see what I typed here, echo, reading, echo again, and I'm going to save it. And then I'm going to exit the file. Now I'm just going to make some more change modification. Okay. Typed administrator. That's funny. But nonetheless, it required the user interaction and it interacted with me. So now what I'm going to do is generate a log once the script is executed. So I'm just going to modify the script so that the log is pretty much generated. So if I go back to nano user sh, right? Let's see. If I do this here, okay. Oh, now I can exit. All right, perfectly. So if I were to do this here, okay, let's do the, so let's see here. Okay, type test you. That is awesome. So the results text log file has been created, and the cat command I just used generates the log. So let's see another input here. Right. There it is again. Perfect. Again, the cat command, it now generates the log with only the admin user instead of appending the new user to the existing users in the log. So let's go back in the text editor here. Okay, perfect. Let's see. Do that instead. Perfect. There we go. And now that simple I just replaced, it should allow me to append new users for the log. So for instance, it will look like this here, username, has to be user2. Take a look here. All right, perfect. And then let's take a look for concatenate the results. I type admin and I type user2. So the log is now generated with a new user and the test user number 2, which is appended to the list. So now what I'm going to do is redirect errors. So I'm going to create a script that redirects errors generated by the Linux system. First, let's clear this out and start with this command here. Okay. It's like all the remaining file paths have the permission denied error. All right, so I need to look at, let's see, looking for particular input. Might be should find it. But the command should have been successful at finding at least one entry. All right. Looking for it. You know what? I'll just continue on, and I'll just find it off the camera, so I don't take up making the video longer than it needs to be. So now what I'm going to do is create a script named errors.sh that's going to redirect errors to the errors text file. So let's reopen up Nano again. Okay, perfect. So just gonna do things here. Okay, perfect. Now that we've got that in there, let's do some modifications. Perfect. There it is. That's what I was looking for right there. Perfect. So the output now only shows the entry without the permission denied error. And the errors are redirected to the text file for errors. I'm going to actually concatenate errors text file. We can see everything that was there before, but only the permission denied. And the only successful one that I was looking for earlier will show with the correct command, which would be just the /errors.sh, right? So to give me exactly what I'm looking for. But nonetheless, that was my last exercise as far not my last one, but that was me creating an interactive script. So now lastly, what I'm going to do is create scripts using loops and conditions, right? So first I'm going to start with loops first after I clear this out here. I'm going to change directory to videos here. So now that I'm in videos, let's go to the text editor here. All right, perfect. So now that we're in there, just going to type a few things here. All right, so this is what I typed, and now going to save it here, just so I can exit. Perfect. All right, so now use the for loop to create a script that creates 10 videos in the video folder. So I'm just going to do some change modification again. Slash create videos sh and see. Okay, perfect. All right, let's take a look at this list. So it looks like 10 videos, 10 video files are successfully created in the videos folder. So now what I'm going to do is create scripts using conditions and user interaction. Let's change directory over to scripts. Right. Now that we're inside scripts, we're going to do a text editor here as well. User add. Okay, so now that we're in here, I'm just going to type a few things. Right, so this is what I ultimately type, and this is what I'm going to save. Right, then exit. All right, so now what happens is the script add a user account if the account doesn't exist. So I'm just going to do some more modifications. All right. All right. And I'm going to do administrator. Okay. And the account already or the username already exists. That's perfectly fine. 2J. So, maybe pajama full name. Oh, okay. I figured. Hmm, that's strange. Hmm, not sure why it's doing that, but nonetheless, typically with that previous command, the new user should be successfully created with the JRay do. And with that being said, I'm going to close out the terminal and close out this video. So for this video, just for a brief recap, we went over Linux scripting techniques, searching files with grep, working with regular expressions, non-interactive scripts, interactive scripts, and creating scripts using loops and conditions as well. Again, part of our robust Linux series that we have here in the next video, I'm going to go over container creation and management. Hope to see you there. In the meantime, stay curious, stay secure.